Hi, and welcome to Darji Kitchen. Today we're making a low-fat version of banana bread. We're going to be using chocolate chips and walnuts and applesauce. Stay tuned for the recipe. Alright, so for this recipe, it's actually a healthier version of banana bread. So you're going to be using Splenda or sugar replacement, and you're also going to be using whole wheat flour instead of all-purpose flour. This recipe, you're going to need 1 1/4 cups of whole wheat flour. You're going to want to write this down, so you're going to need a pen or paper. 1/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, 3/4 of a cup of Splenda, as you can see it's pretty light, 1 1/2 cups of mashed ripe bananas. Now bananas are good in baking when they're ripe. So what I've done is I had some bananas that were going kind of brown. So I just decided to freeze these. So frozen bananas that are in the freezer, you can just wait for them to thaw, peel off the peel, and then mash them with a masher. 1 egg, 1/2 cup of applesauce, so that's good. 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. If you want, you can add more. 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. If you like more cinnamon, you can add more cinnamon. I like it, so I added more. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Salt enhances flavors, so some people ask why you add salt to baking. You add salt because it brings out the other flavors in the dish. This is not on the recipe, however, I'm going to be adding walnuts. If you have people who are allergic to walnuts, you don't want to do this. And just for a little bit of chocolatey fun, I've got some mini dark chocolate chips I'm going to be adding as well. This recipe is actually from Hungry Girl, the book, and it's called Top Banana Muffins. Now that I forgot to thaw the bananas, I just put them in the microwave. So this is the part where people kind of think it's gross, but really it's just a ripe banana for banana bread. So I just put in they're still semi-frozen, so I just put them in the microwave under defrost for a bit, and I'm going to mash them after I peel it here. And even though they are frozen a bit, the water will add moisture, so that's fine. So we got 3 bananas. When you're making muffins, you actually need 2 bowls. So we have one for the wet ingredients and one for the dry. So in the wet ingredients, you have your mashed banana, your egg, we're putting in the applesauce now, your vanilla extract, so that can get mixed together in your wet ingredients. In your dry ingredients, you will have 1 1/4 cup whole wheat flour. I believe it's a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. So make sure you level off the measuring here. Do that properly. Okay. 3/4 of a cup of the sugar or the Splenda, cinnamon, salt. I taste that cinnamon in my mouth. And for the baking powder, you are going to need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Baking powder is a leavener, so when a leavener mixes with an acid and heat, that's how it allows the stuff to rise. So in this case, the acid that we're going to be using is going to be applesauce. So 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Right, so now there's a method to this. I've taken the dry ingredients and mixed it together, so it's all in this bowl. We've got the cinnamon, the salt, the baking powder, the 2 types of flour, sugar. Okay, so now I'm going to add the wet ingredients, which is the mashed up banana, the eggs, and the vanilla. And I'm going to add this to the dry ingredients. Now, you don't want to overstir this. If you overstir this, this is how you get peaks in your muffins. So all you want to do is mix it enough just so that the dry ingredients are wet. So it's not cake, so you're just going to have a batter that's going to be a little bit lumpy. If it's too dry, at this point, you can add more applesauce or water. And this actually really depends on your bananas, how big the bananas were, how ripe they were, etc. So this is what it should look like. Don't need to overstir it. At this point, you can add in whatever other ingredients you want. At this point, you can add in, these were the walnuts. You can add in the chocolate chips. And if you wanted to, you can add in pumpkin seeds or any other things that you want to add or you think your guests will like. I'm not going to overstir this. That's good enough. Okay, so that's what it should look like. So we've preheated the oven to 350 degrees. Make sure you preheat your oven to the right temperature. I've decided to do this as loaves. You can do it whatever way you want. If you want to make muffins, you can do it in a muffin tin. I'm doing this because, I don't know, I just feel like making a loaf today. I'm going to make 2 because they're not going to be very big. You're going to bake at 350 and the time, I believe, is going to be 20 minutes. But I should probably check that before I tell you the wrong information. Time is going to be 50 minutes. 50 minutes, apparently. Okay, so, but this is a thinner version, so I'm going to estimate 40-ish. I'll check in 40-ish minutes. However, what I will do is put the timer on. And also, some of you might want to decide that this is delicious and you're gonna lick it. However, remember there's raw egg in it and don't really want to be ingesting that. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the oven. Make sure to wear oven mitts. Excuse me, do you know where my oven mitts are? The cameraman is too shy to speak. Hi everybody! Alright. There you go. Put that in for about cooking 40 minutes. Start. My estimation was right. It didn't take 50 minutes. I put the timer on for 40 and now there's still 10 minutes left, so half an hour is what I estimated. I don't know, maybe it depends on the stove you have. This is a gas oven. So if you put a fork in and it comes out clean, it's finished. Okay, so this is done. What you're seeing there is chocolate. Some people like their stuff buttered. This is going, I'll butter one and not the other. I'm gonna butter this one. Extra flavor, still warm.